The Jeep, the Dakota, and the landing craft were the three tools that won the war, according to General Dwight D. Eisenhower. In July 1940, the US Army approached America's car manufacturers with a brief for a light utility vehicle to replace the motorbikes, sidecars, Model T Fords, and even horses it was still using. The quarter-ton truck had to be able to carry 3 soldiers and a 300-kilogram payload over rough terrain. It also needed 4-wheel drive, high ground clearance, a low profile, and to weigh less than 600 kilograms itself. Manufacturers had to submit their bids within 11 days, a prototype after 49 days, and production-ready test vehicles in just 75 days. Of the 135 companies approached, only 3, Ford, Willys Overland, and Bantam, submitted plans. Bantam won the tender with their Pilot, also known as the Blitz buggy and later Old No. 1. But the Army was sceptical as to whether the near-bankrupt Bantam could actually build the vehicle in the required numbers. So Ford and Willys were sent the blueprints and invited to see the prototype in action. By November 1940, the Willys Quad and the Ford Pygmy joined the Bantam in testing. Production of all 3, now the Bantam BRC-40, Willys MA and Ford GP, began in March 1941. The Bantam was the lightest and nimblest, but still weighed 980 kilograms. Willys was the most powerful, and Ford's the best designed and built. In July 1941, the Army decided to standardize the design, incorporating the best elements of each. Production of the first batch of 16,000 was awarded to Willys because of their more powerful Go Devil engine. Ford was brought on board in 1941 to increase production volumes, but had to make all the parts interchangeable. Not wanting to give credit to Willys, every single Ford production part, even nuts and bolts, was stamped with an F. Poor Bantam was out of the picture, going on to make Jeep trailers after December 1941. In total, around 640,000 Jeeps were built during World War II, serving in all theatres with the US Army, including the D-Day landings. It was supplied to all Allied forces under the Lend-Lease programme. The Russian forces were especially keen on the amphibious GPA model, nicknamed the Seep, or Sea Jeep. And where does the Jeep name come from? Well, it was either named after Eugene the Jeep, the character in the famous Popeye comics, or it came from the GP initials on the Ford variant, or it was an existing US Army slang for a new recruit or untested equipment. Whatever it came from, Willys Overland trademarked the name in 1943 and in 1945 sold the CJ or civilian Jeep to the public. The first mass-produced 4-wheel drive civilian vehicles, they were a huge hit with farmers and those out for a bit of 4-wheeling fun.